Party people in the place B. Z to the O without the E. Yeah. Once again, Z to the O without the E. For all those people out there who purposely want to spell it with an E, is Z to the O without the E. Kind of like Sarah without the December 1st, 2025. Man, oh man, of Shevitz. I'm on the tail end of the longest walk I've ever been on. Boy, I got started uber early today. And this is one of them walks. This is one of them walks. Blessing, 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 everybody. I hope everybody is well. Listen, as a courtesy to me, please hit the like button. I don't want you to feel compelled or forced to do anything you don't want to do. But please, as a courtesy to me, if you respect me, if you honor me, please hit that like button, okay? What up, everybody? Yo, I had nearly a week off. I feel a little bit refreshed. I was still a bit under the weather for that whole week, but I feel like I'm recovering nicely. Yeah, the weather change, stress, all kind of stuff. But I feel like I'm getting better. What up from Memphis? What up, what up, what up? What up from Memphis? What up, what up, what up? How's everybody doing? As a courtesy to me, as soon as you come in, hit that like button. Wherever your like button is located, familiarize yourself with its location, and then just simply click it. Click it. What up, what up, what up? It's fresh though. What up? All right. So you already know, So What Morning Show is happening on this channel a little later on today. So it'll still be morning my time by the time the So What Show comes on, which is roughly 10:30, 10:45, at the latest 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you're on the East Coast, that's 2 p.m. EST. The Ocniculus one, yes. All right. And if you're in the Midwest, I think 11 our time is 1 your time. All right. So yeah, that's how that's gonna go. You already know the only show that remains here on YouTube because of the persistent shadow banning is the So What Morning Show. And they have been slowly but surely siphoning and suppressing all the viewers from that. So, you know, for the time being, the daily operations of the Voice of Reason have gone over to TikTok. And the response from TikTok has been crazy. In less than 2 weeks, we got nearly 800,000 likes or hearts. We're just shy of 1 million hearts. That's equivalent to 1 million likes here, or 800,000 likes here on YouTube. The Google movement is really not trying to have voices of power, voices of liberation, voices of spiritual evolution that are not in alignment with the paradigm that they're trying to push. All right? Somebody said, thought you were Jim Jones. Word? Funny. That's funny. Yeah. But, again, follow me, Zoe Williams _ Voice of Reason on TikTok. The TikTok movement is going up. If I could get all my subscribers to hear and see this message and go subscribe. Don't unsubscribe here. Stay subscribed here, but go subscribe there on TikTok as well. Zoe Williams _ voice of reason. Stay subscribed here. Do not unsubscribe here. Hey, 5 people haven't hit the like. It's just, come on now. It's common courtesy. Come on. Common courtesy. Locate your like button. Find it. Common courtesy. Love you, Baba. Getting that cardio in. Let's go. Exactly. I got to. This is the longest walk I've been on in a long time now. Whew. Getting it in. And this is before the weight training this morning. What's cracking? Zoe, what up, what up, what up? It's your brother Zoe Williams. I'm in the building. So, this morning meditation, this word. Listen. It was a great linguist, Alfred Korzybski, who created E prime, English prime, because scientists were struggling to make sense of what fourth dimensional mathematics was talking about. The reality that the math they were using, now you understand math, symbols, languages, right? You understand the history of math. All the numbers, the modern number system was born with the Muslims, with the Arabs. And each number represented the amount of angles it contained. The Hindus, the Indians later gave us the cipher, which is the 0, right? And all of the numbers were co-opted by the Latins, the Greeks, and Romans later. But math is the most accurate language we have on the planet Earth. It's the most accurate language. This is all leading to something. But even math is flawed. Look it up. Math has its flaws. Why? Because even math is using, math uses symbols to describe reality. So as our scientific and technological abilities advanced, scientists ran into the problem of saying, you know what? Our language is too limited to describe the realities that fourth dimensional mathematics is potentially showing us. So a man by the name of Alfred Korzybski created something called general semantics. And then from general semantics came something called E prime, English prime, which is English without the verbs is, are, or to be. Because they were peering so deep into reality, right? So, you have atomic, which is at the atom level. That's when they say atomic bomb, that's at the atom level. And then when they say nuclear, that's at the nucleus inside the atom. And now they're subnuclear. And they've been subnuclear for nearly 100 years. You understand? What I'm about to tell you is, we get so caught up on thinking we know what the truth is, but the truth of the matter is, every idea, every concept that is linguistically represented is art. It's not the truth. It's art. And what is art? Subjective. Do you understand? Your perspective is a work of art. It might be a traumatic work of art. How you doing? It might be an abusive work of art, where you came from, who raised you. right? It might be your truth, because if it's your truth, then that means it is exclusive to you. And if it is exclusive to you, it is useless to everybody else. Listen, when I say useless, I don't mean it has no value, because it will always have the intrinsic value of you. It's your experience. Do you understand? Do you understand what I'm saying? Every idea, every concept you believe in that formulates your truth is a work of art by you. It's subjective, just like art. Some people look at a work of Picasso and go, that's cool. Some people go, no, Picasso is my favorite. Some people say, no, Renoir is my favorite. Some people say, no, Rembrandt is my favorite. Some people say, no, Monet. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you guys understand what I'm saying? This is why the scientists said, no, 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 no. The way the subnuclear world works, things appear when it knows we're observing. And when we're not observing, it disappears. So the observer effect is there. Scientists was like, everything that is linear and logical in the macro world, which is the world of the atom and above, is linear. Things that are big, planets that have gravity, and everything moves linearly. We can track it, we can predict it. But at the subatomic level, everything becomes unpredictable. The subatomic represents the feminine. The atomic represents the masculine. Masculine is structure, order. The feminine is power, chaos. So, when you look at a nuclear, which deals with the nucleus, which is inside of the atom, okay? Understand that. The power of a nuclear bomb is what, 100 times stronger than that of an atomic bomb? Chaos, this is where Kali, this is where Ajay, the shadow mothers, all of that. This is Kalima and Shakti and all that. That's the feminine power. It had to be suppressed by the West, right? Listen. Listen. Are y'all paying attention? I know math is important, but why do we need to have letters and shapes though? Because they are symbols. Alfred Korzybski said something quite important. He said, the map is not the territory. So when you think of a linguistic map, think religiously, right? Think religiously. The linguistic map of religion, the three Abrahamic religions, Judaism, Christianity, Islam. They have a linguistic map that deals with histories, epistemologies, anthologies, right? Deals with all types of histories, right? And we are to take that as the truth. You can't take a map as the truth. The map is not the territory. Your GPS will not tell you about the houseless man who sleep on the corner, right? With $1.75 in his pocket, hoping to get $2 more so he can go in the Jack in the Box. Your GPS won't tell you that. It'll tell you to make a left. It'll tell you what a destination, where the destination is, but it does not tell you the reality that's happening on the destination. That's what the map is not the territory means. Do you understand? That's what Alfred Korzybski meant when he said that. So look at linguistic maps, religious maps, spiritual maps, psychological maps, philosophical maps, right? They're all symbols. They symbolize something greater. Does that make sense? Do you understand what I'm saying? So think of the linguistic map known as God. We revere the word. The Hebrews were afraid to even say the name of God, right? Yahuwah, Yahweh, afraid to say it. So they said, no, we need another word to say. So they say Hashem, the name. The Shem, name, the name, Hashem, right? Or Adonai, we'll say something different, Elyon, Elyon, El, the Most High. We won't say Yahuwah, we won't say that. We'll say Hashem. That's a symbol, that's a linguistic symbol that does not embody what it symbolizes. It's just a name. Do you see? And yes, words have power. And yes, the name has power. But in comparison to the reality that it symbolizes, do you see where I'm going? Do you see? Language, which encapsulate both spoken language and mathematical language, are still limited to the realities they symbolize. That's what Alfred Korzybski meant when he said the map is not the territory. Sometimes we'll read some shit and we'll think we got the truth. Everything you read is but a granule of the truth. It is not, it is a fractal of the truth. It is not the reality. Unless you're having direct experiences at God levels, at the higher consciousness levels, this is what self-realization, self-actualization, moksha, nirvana, this is what all of that stuff meant, right? Where one sheds the small I and goes into the higher or one I. You understand? The one I is source, the infinite, boundless reality that permeates all existence. Scientists call it the ground of reality. They say everything emerged out of the ground of reality. Einstein worked on it, called it GUT, Grand Unified Theory of Everything. Now they call it TOE, Theory of Everything, right? This grand unified source, right? The TikTok again is Zoe Williams _ voice of reason. Everybody should follow me there. Zoe Williams _ voice of reason. I'll be on tonight. So many people get caught up in the word. And I get it. You know, they caught up in a version, a rendition, somebody who was trained to make a perspective correct. Listen, the truth doesn't need apologists. Listen. The reality of something doesn't need apologists. Only ideologies and dogmas and belief systems need apologists. I'm not attacking any one belief system. I'm simply saying, do you see that the fact that there is an argument between two sides of the idea, where one side exposes what is perceived to be limitations or logical flaws or logical fallacies within a concept, right? The fact that that can be argued successfully means that the idea is fragmented. Fragmentation will lead you back to so many places. Ego, control, manipulation, right? Agenda. Oh, I'm going to translate this way because I want to infuse myself into this belief system now that I'm in power. Do you see? The map is not the territory. Yes, the word has power, but the word's power isn't unlimited like the experience of something is. That power is unlimited. Do you see? Nirvana, as a term, Sanskrit, it means annihilation. What are you annihilating? The ego. The ego of which contains the belief of I am me. They say, well, you're attached to you, and your attachment to you, this is the Buddha, creates the suffering. Because once you realize you are a fractal reflection of the ground of reality, the universal source of all things, you come back into the knowledge of your true identity, the one. Do you see? What up now? That was my homeboy Kenyatta. Y'all know Kenyatta the barber that did the book with Dame Dash. He be dropping his kids off while I'm doing my walk in the neighborhood. Y'all follow? Are you following what I'm laying down? Does this make sense? Are you tapped in? Your perspective is art, and art is subjective. You got some people who like Prince, some people like Michael Jackson. You got some people like Chris Brown, some people like Michael Jackson. You got some people like Bobby Brown, some people like James Brown. You got some people who like Stevie Wonder over all of them. Art is subjective. Your perspective is art. Your idea is art. And that art could have been formed and shaped out of a healthy upbringing or out of a toxic one. What up, LJ? Everybody hit the like button. Hit the like button. 2 people haven't done it. Hit that like. Let's get it. Let's get it. I need the feedback. What do y'all think? Feedback. Talk back. Yes, sir. Stevie Wonder and Donny Hathaway. Do you see? It's subjective, right? Some say Donny Hathaway, some say Teddy P, some say Teddy P, some say Luther Van. Do you see? Like, it's subjective. Your perspective is like art. You've crafted it from the beginning of your existence. In this existence. But couldn't one's upbringing be subjective to one person living in the household might think it's toxic. The other person might think that the household is beautiful. Yes. Many people who have a dismissive, avoidant, insecure attachment style are unaware that their upbringing was toxic. They think it was fine because they were provided for and they had 2 parents. But the reality of it is in fact toxic when you have a parent that is emotionally misattuned, that does not tap into their emotions or make space or room for your emotion. So typically, children that are insecurely attached under the delineation that is known as dismissive avoidant learn how to be independent, and they self-soothe. And I can't go to them for this. So I'm going to do it myself. And they carry that into adult relationships. And when intimacy shows up, it feels like being crowded. But yes, they were raised in an environment that they themselves, it was unbeknownst to them that it was toxic. But if you have an emotionalist provider as parents, make sure you have everything except what you need, which is the emotional content of themselves, right? And then them embracing your emotional content and helping that flower. Do you understand? Does that make sense? You guys understand what I'm saying? Excuse me, sorry. That was great. Perspective is personally desired to each and every individual you go where things that you truly enjoy, you get a taste of, attract you from my perspective. What's up, Christopher? Woo! Zoe out here. Hey man, this is a real walk. I think I'm over 6,000 steps this morning. And the training, the weight training hasn't even started. I'm gonna get back to where I need to go and then it's on. Slow it down, pimp. You on the, come on, man. You in a residential district. Slow down. For sure, and upon realization, how does one stop the cycle so not to pass it on to youngins? Well, number one, I always suggest the book by Joan Borysenko, Guilt is the Teacher, Love is the Lesson. Go get that book, read it. Joan Borysenko, PhD. Joan Borysenko, BorYsenko, PhD. Guilt is the teacher, love is the lesson. Get that book for yourself and read it. But I also suggest you go to therapy. Get with a black therapist, sister, spiritual, not religious, right? Not to say there aren't any great brothers out there under that same description, but get with a black therapist that has the clinical and the spiritual understanding, brother or sister, and start working through your attachment style, what it might be. So in attachment theory, they will tell you no attachment style is permanent, not even the secure one. So if you happen to be of the avoidant type or the anxious type or the combination of the two, the fearful type or what they call the disorganized type, all of those attachment styles can be rewritten by you. In my book, The Shrouded Lighthouse, I talk about the pen of self-authorship. Right? The pen of self-authorship. You got to pick up that pen and write your own story. You know, children are molded by the environment they were raised in. And that mold stays with them into adult relationships. Your job, or the real rite of passage, is to be able to write your own narrative. And in order to write your own narrative, you have to break up with the mold that made you. Listen, you got to break up with the mold that made you. The most difficult breakup you will ever go through is breaking up with the mold that made you. This is why most of your relationships are reenactments of the mold that made you. People that don't quite fit the mold that made you are fodder for breakups. You're going to break up with those people because they don't quite fit the mold that made you. And no mold is perfect when we're talking about human psychology. No parental mold is perfect. So you tend to find the person that's closest to the fit, right, of the mold that made you. Most of your relationships are reenactments. You're not truly an adult And you haven't really gone through a rite of passage until you've broken the mold by creating your own. Do you understand? Do you understand what I'm saying? What you're physically doing right now is obtaining growth. You pass through 6,000, but mentally, that's what we all need to do to grow. I hear you, brother. Come on, Granny. Come on. Whew. All right. Trill Talk. What up? Hey, man, y'all got to get over to my TikTok. Zoe Williams _ Voice of Reason. I'm on TikTok. Later on tonight, KBLA, Voice of Reason. I got a banger of a topic. If you agree and you like the content I'm laying down right here, the Voice of Reason is on 1 thou wow. The Voice of Reason is on 10 thou wow. The Voice of Reason is on 100 thou wow. The Voice of Reason is on 1 mil wow. It's crazy. What's the goal in your spiritual path? Understand, goals are linear. Spirituality is non-linear. There is no goal. Do you see? That's the linear, logical mind of, then once I have achieved that, do you see? Then you're on to the next. Right? God is infinite. God is spirit. Source is spirit. There is no goal. You see? Right? What does the achievement of goals do for the human psyche? Listen. I'm saying something that people just never think about, right? What do achievements, personal achievements, do for the human psyche? Maybe I shouldn't say this. Thank you for all the likes. We got there. Hey, Lloyd, what up? What do personal achievements do for the human psyche? Fulfill the flesh mindset of society. It boosts the ego. It boosts the sense of self. The ego, as Krishnamurti would call it, is the center, the me. This is the stuff we try to wash people's face with. Didn't I do this for you? If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have known this. I'm the one who put you up on, right? Didn't I get you into that school using my connections? Didn't I pay for whoop, whap, whoop? Goals. Isn't that what rap is about? Didn't Jay-Z emphasize that in most of his songs? The goal is to get paid. Ego. Do you understand? Spirit doesn't see philanthropy as ego. Why? Because true philanthropy is doing what? Pouring back into self. This is why I give to the homeless person on the street. Why? Even if I don't have it, I give it. Why? The concept of namaste, the divine in me recognizes and bows to the divine in you, regardless of your societal condition. Right? Source is one. Society creates a hierarchy, a strata, a schema, right? All right, guys. It's time for me to go in, get my work on. I'm putting my gloves on. It's time for me to get active. Did you guys enjoy today's topic? Your ideas are art. Did you guys enjoy? Let me know. Put an emoji up if you thought it was cool, if we learned something. And don't forget, follow me, and I'll be back on this channel. Let's see, 7:49 here. In about 3 hours, I'll be back on this channel. I really hope you guys learned something, and please follow me. Hey, Tina B. Kit, what is that? Kit Kite, yes. Yes, Jay Carter. Really appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Anthony Jackson, my brother, Tex. Thank you guys for supporting me. I love y'all. Enjoy your week. This year is about to fly by. Well, it already flew by. This month is about to fly by, so buckle up. Love y'all. Deuces.